I picked, not entirely randomly, a few seats to pay close attention to tomorrow night. Senate 45, Steve Goss, who was first elected in 2006. He's facing a tough challenge from Dan Suchek, who is a Morris Fellows alum. So he automatically has an advantage, of course. But that is a district that has been, it's a Republican area in history, but in recent times has been sort of trending Democratic, partly because college students at ASU got registered and they're voting a lot. I guess somebody's telling them who to vote for or whatever. So that is a race that if Goss is way ahead of Suchek in the early balloting, I'm going to think, maybe the Republican wave has been exaggerated. 47. This is more of a swing back and forth sort of a seat. Joe Sam Queen was elected in 2002. Remember, that was sort of a Republican-y year. So he was elected against the grain. Then he lost in 2004. Then he won in 2006. Then he won a rematch with the same Republican in 2008. Now he's facing a tough race in 2010. Ralph Heiss is the two-time mayor of Spruce Pine. Very good candidate. If Queen is leading, you can forget the Republicans taking the state Senate. So you're in your early ballot and you're looking at it and 50% of the vote's in and Queen's ahead by a lot and you're thinking, well, I didn't quite make it. On the other hand, if Heiss is leading, that's part of the wave. In the House, go out and look at House District 6, which is in the in the Pitt-Beaufort area. Arthur Williams he was first elected in 2002. This is a swing district. In 2008, out of 12 statewide races, the Democrats won 6 and the Republicans won 6. This is a swing district. If Arthur Williams is way ahead, Republicans may not really be pulling these things off in the House. If the candidate, I think it's Bill Cook, is ahead, the utility executive, might be the beginning of a House takeover. Here in Wake County, Chris Hagerty and Tom Murray. Tom Murray is the previously elected politician in this race because he's been on the Morrisville Town Council, whereas Chris was nominated to fill a seat to take the place of Ty Harrell. This is a prototypical urban swing district at this point. It used to be a Republican district. Then it became more swing because of Democratic-leaning voters moving into the district. Another bellwether. And finally, three more in the House. Jimmy Love. I chose this one because Jimmy Love has been in the House on and off for 14 years. He had several terms back in the 70s, and then he was elected recently. He's facing Mike Stone, who was a Sanford city councilman. This will test whether longtime incumbents are really in trouble. Well, everybody knows Jimmy Love in that district. Guarantee you that a large percentage of the likely voters kind of know who he is. They're either going to say yes or no to him. It's a referendum on a longtime incumbent. Hugh Holloman in '81 is not really a longtime incumbent. He was elected in 2000. He's certainly been in several terms. A couple of key things there is Holloman is the House Majority Leader. So this is the equivalent of beating Tom Daschle or something. This is a big deal if the Republicans beat the sitting House Majority Leader. This is also a rematch from 2008 when Rayne Brown, the Republican, almost beat him in a Democratic year. On the other hand, this is also the place where Republicans have recently shot themselves and their candidate in the foot with an inaccurate mailing about the death penalty that allowed Hugh Holloman to correctly claim to be emotionally aggrieved because his daughter, of course, had been murdered. And he favors the death penalty. It's just a bad idea, and it may save Holloman in this district. It'd be worth watching. Also, Cully Tarleton, up in the same general vicinity as Steve Goss, the Northwest, that used to be Republican but has been trending Democratic. This district is now basically a swing district. And the most important thing you want to know about this district is that Jonathan Jordan is a former employee of the John Locke Foundation. So if Jonathan wins, that will be clear evidence that the people of North Carolina love the John Locke Foundation. And if Jonathan loses, it will be because he did not adequately mention that he used to work at the John Locke Foundation.